Morning all. I thought I would bob on today, as Lorna Lux says, to just have a chat with you. Actually, you can be my therapist for the next 20 minutes if you like. Just a bit of a catch up because we've been working so hard that hasn't happened. And I just thought I'd just have a little walk around and just generally chat to you. And in the meantime, you can see all the stuff that's been happening. Over there in the distance, you can see our mounting piles of shrubbery, etc. wood that we're not exactly waiting for a burning day, because in October you can burn whenever you want, but that's they're getting massive. That is not a car. That is a whole load of building timber that Peter has had delivered to build the cabin. So it's like a lot of money sitting there, right there. Betty has got a warning light. She needs to go to the car doctor. The new Nova Scotia Power, which is fantastic. However, I don't know if you can see there, but they left a bit of metal in the ground that I managed to ruin hand mower over, but they've replaced it, so that's good. Still haven't gone into the forest of, well, friggin' scary actually. But this is now becoming our skip pile. They don't call it a skip, but I'm going to call it a skip. Okay, we haven't had one of those for quite a while. That's our new skip pile. In the front, those green things there are the access to our septic, and so you need access, but you don't need it like constantly, and maybe not for a really long time. So I've been collecting loads of these like boulders. There's like so many all over the property, and I found a little cement sort of plinth there, and I'm gonna redesign all of the front of here. I'm gonna make a tasteful but quite a cool rockery, I think, and change the layout of the path. And those granite steps there, like, beautiful, but you know, absolute health hazard. Yeah, so that's that bit. Pruned all the trees actually, so they're looking all a little bit better, and then will be much better next year, so that's a good thing. Actually, for the rockery, one of the most important things I've got to quickly show you is Peter bought me a beautiful new statue. I'm not gonna, she's there. So in previous homes had a beautiful statue, really heavy, called Sylvia, and that's now Sylvia too. She's gonna go and take main stage in this new rockery here, which will be a bit different. A little bit different for Bay River, Nova Scotia. So down here, just got to watch my step a little bit down here. Unearthed all of this. If you can remember any of the old videos, like this was just piles everywhere, kind of like that, and that up there. Haven't got there yet, but have got here. And all of this is gone. All of this is ready to be seeded so that it grows some more grass. All of these boulders, rocks have come out in that area. Either rockery in the front, rockery in the back. The thing like rockeries is like, yeah, sure, a rockery really? But a natural rockery, a cool rockery using like a local stone. But also, surrounding your house, it just makes it like so much more tick friendly. And I'm gonna have to get to that with a pickaxe, because I'm thinking there's a whole load more rocks in there. But all of this is looking a lot better, a lot cleaner. Cleared all of that out. That's the entrance to the basement. And in here, haven't got to this bit yet, we'll do soon. I've got to just whippersnipper that. That's like I can't even remember the British word for that now. Anyway, trimmer thing. And under there, a whole load of roof felts that are stuffed. Obviously gonna have to, they're gonna go in the skip pile. Whole load of new rocks there, sure there's many under there as well. Got to get rid of these little bits of old wood, but then I'm developing quite a big metal department here, and we're going to take those down to a local metal place and you get money for metal. Obviously haven't got to that yet, haven't got to that yet, but I have got to this up here actually. So if you can just have a little sneak through, I'm not going to go in today, but if you have a sneak through in there, all that shorter grass that you can see in there is our first attempt at claiming our land. And I don't mean that in a knobby way. Reclaiming our land from the forest. We call it an orchard even though there's no trees, no fruit trees in there, but there is another orchard further up there, deeper into the forest. We're not going to get rid of the forest, of course, but going to reclaim little bits of it so that we can just enjoy it and use it. And that's one of our first kind of inroads, which is really exciting. I don't know what's in this pile. Bricks, I don't know. Skip pile, wood pile. Yeah, but that to me now looks like hours work. Completely not overwhelming at all. We're just ignoring the bus. We're just ignoring that. And that's Cherry, new ride-on, which is really helping me keep the lawns under control, the bigger ones. Lawns, as if. But oh, you see, yeah, it started. And we think that we may make that into a potato patch up there. But our land is quite, well, this bit, not the bit in there. I don't know, you know, like an acre, couple acre down there, forest. Don't really know. Well, I know how big it is, I just don't know what's in there. Our land is quite hilly, and Cherry don't like the hills. It's like an extreme sport, which scares the hell out of me. So this is a view from up here. I don't know if you can remember, but Christ, the amount of work we've done, insane. The neighbours think we're mental, but they're also really chuffed at what we're doing with the place, so that's cool. That's next door, so I won't get them in the video. Another pile there. This is literally the edge of our front bit of our land. Little shady glade over there. That's going to be the deck area. I'll show you that in a minute. Peter's working hard down there, and I'll tell you about that too in a minute. Just want to show you these bits here. These are our vines. They're healthy. Don't know anything about vines. We'll get to them, but they're healthy. Probably just need to do a little bit of management of them. This is the beginning of our wood pile. Might have said that before actually, but I think we're gonna have to order in, quite frankly, because we don't have time or the energy to go into the wood and chop down trees and chop them up. So I think we've made a really good start doing that, but we're gonna have to order some in. This here mostly is one of our main not many areas of crap left, but this has to go. Obviously you can see some metals in there, so get some money for that. We decided we're going to keep this shed, even though it's kind of like the floor's oily and, you know, needs replacing, and the roof needs doing, but it's a really nice shed, so probably worth quite a bit of money. So we're going to move it. We don't know how we're going to move it yet. We're probably going to get the local guy, Tony Trimper, who did all our groundworks to move it and like relocate it, and we were like thinking maybe somewhere here or something, and I'll tell you one of the reasons for that in a minute. So I don't really know if you remember the videos of this, the back of the house, which was a hellhole. It's now kind of a dry storage area for things that we found that we're possibly gonna reuse. This, I've cleared all of this out, which needs to be restoned. This is like a water kind of like fall off from the top, which gets really after the snows and stuff, gets really boggy up there, so we need this drainage area. But the last thing I've been doing in the last sort of 3 days it's taken me is to clear this area, because obviously Peter's building the cabin up there, but this whole area here was just a mess. So a lot of digging, 3 days of digging, 3 days of raking later, and this area looks just quite nice to look out on. We have to find all the earth we can to rescue the roots of that poor old tree there, but that's happening, so that's good. There was and by that tree there was a new I'm not sure what kind of fern, pine, but a pine tree there, and a cedar tree, but they're all coming out at the same place. So I was desperate to save them, but I just thought it's just so impossible, so I was really brave and I just took them off. But we are going to save these 3 little buddies here for sure. When the time is right, we are going to dig them up and plant them somewhere else more beautiful, where they deserve to be. So all of that, it feels so good to have this massive space now all clear, and just, yeah, it feels like really freeing. So those 2 trees there in the middle, the 2 skinny ones, they're coming down. Just a bit of land management really. One of the reasons why I'm doing this today is because this is our last working day for probably about a day and a half, maybe even 2 days. Firstly, we're knackered, but also because there's rains and thunderstorms coming in for the next couple of days. It's really humid still, but we got that coming. So this is looking like a bit of a mess at the moment. And there was actually a rat in there the other day, which scared the hoobies out of Peter and I, because neither of us are a huge fan. But to be fair, if that was our only rat, we're not doing too bad with the condition of the house. That's one of our hellhole projects that we need to get to, but that is just a, same as that up there, is just an earth floor, just a raw earth floor. It doesn't go anywhere, no basement, so it's not too bad really. It's nothing for us. And then what can I show you down here before I finish with kind of what Peter's doing? The outdoor shower is working great. Yeah, something I've forgotten. Here, this has been amazing. This is a little add-on, little shack here, all built with stuff we found around. And it's not staying there. Of course, it's not staying there, so it's rough as hell. But this, and I'll show you briefly inside, is our little toilet. And because before we just had like a Canadian Tire toilet. I don't know if I said that before, probably. I'll just give you a quick show of that. And well, it's cute, it works for us, and it's quite funny really. So it's our little toilet area, and the only thing about the toilet area is that you just have to fill that up. It flushes, you just have to fill up the system, and to be honest, that is not a problem for us. Oh my god, what has happened to me? That's our little chair to the end of the day. So this is where we've got to. with the cabin, and Peter's just is incredible. And when the concrete plinths were put in, the piles, 2 of them at the back there were too high, and Peter spent ages making the foundations, and then I'm not very good at this sort of stuff, but basically the wooden foundations, the sort of the horizontal, are like 3 separate beams, fixed together, and then you've got the metal holders of the beams. Like, Peter would go mad at my language, but anyway, whatever. And it wasn't level, so we laid out all the beams. It was all cool. We went down to the hardware shop. We bought a laser leveler and realised that the beams were out. This was like a massive problem, a huge problem, because obviously those concrete plinths are now dug deep into the ground. And it was a really bad day. It was such a depressing day. And hey, and but in the end, one of the guys that did all of our foundation work came in at 7 o'clock at night. It's already dark here by 7 at night, and bought a machine and shaved off the top of the concrete plinths, which meant that we could carry on again. He plugged in his machine to our limited electricity and blew the electrics. Very old and limited electrics in our house, and oh god, it was like, really, seriously, anything else anymore today? But he fixed it and it was all good. So now we still have our limited electricity back, which meant that we could carry on. And Peter's now making the floor, so he has, it's an unbelievable amount of work, and I can't do him justice. Maybe he'll do his own video if I persuade him to, but I'll give you a close-up for those people that are interested. That's what's going on there. So the frame is like been built on top of the foundation frame. There's our utilities coming up there, and it all obviously has to be completely leveled out. And so we've got here on the end here, there's going to be like a boot room, a dryer, and a boot room, and a kind of a get your muddy boots off room. And then over there is the bathroom area, and then all along here, hello Pierre. Hello. All along here is the lounge kitchen area. So Peter's in the kitchen right now to about here, and then this is the bedroom. So there's going to be a lot of clever storage area in the bedroom, with a high bed, storage underneath it, and then the roof is going to be really high, 11 foot high on this side of the cabin. I think 9, is it 9 on the other side, or no, 8 or 7? 8 feet on Peter's side,
8 on this side
of the cabin, and then 11 foot on this side. So there's gonna be a lot more spacey than it looks. At the moment, we're putting in these underneath boards. He'll do a video to tell you what they are, attaching them, and we're having to drill those. I'll do a video later. Like, see that bit of cardboard underneath? That's where Peter lies down and drills them up, screws them in from underneath. Then we put in a layer of insulation, and then we put in the floor, the underfloor, basically. So a lot to do today before the rains come in, and I'll do a much better video on the technicals of that, but that's what we're doing today. We decided that this bit here, because like what we have to do now is we have to try and think of this as, yes, it's going to be our home for, you know, October, November, December, maybe even January, But then it's going to be a separate little cabin for all kinds of different guests, family, friends, but also hopefully in the future paying guests. And we decided that this bit here, which we call the Shady Glade, is going to be like a little decked area for so you can eat outside and enjoy the lovely view. And then actually on here there's also going to be like a wrap round deck. So the front door is going to be kind of here, and then there's going to be like a wrap round deck all the way around, and there's a seating area here too, so you can just a couple of people can enjoy the view there. So it's going to be quite high, so we're going to need like a raised deck area with steps and stuff like that. And more to come out of there, I think, more shrubbery to come out of there. The more shrubbery that comes out, the more beautiful it tends to look, and that's it really. I'm sure there's loads of things that I've forgotten to say that I could have and I wanted to, but yeah, if you can remember what it was like, I think we're doing a banging job, actually, quite honest. And I don't know who I am, but I'm having the best time of my life, and I just feel so peaceful and content and happy, and it's just wonderful. So yeah, long may it just carry on, and we'll see what else we can achieve. Thanks for the therapy session. Hope you enjoyed the little catch up. Take care.